All right, hey friends, it's Thomas here. So today I have the Focal Kanta here. So my friend called me up the other day and he said, Thomas, I just bought a Focal Kanta. Do you want to borrow it? You can make a video with it and maybe do an unboxing video. I was like, I saw the Kanta at the Montreal Audio Show. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. And I said, you know what, I'm too lazy. I'm getting old, right? Carrying speakers is really difficult. So I say, forget it, I'll just come over and listen to it when you have it ready. So I came over, I listened to it, and I'm like, damn it, I should have brought this home. It sounds amazing. So this is not a review video per se. The reason is because these speakers are a few hours old. So it's not broken in yet. But I either make the video today or I make it in a few months. So I figure, you know what, I'll make the video today. In a few months, I'll make another video once it's broken in, once we take the time to test it. So for those who don't know, Focal is a French company. They make their own drivers. So the tweeters, woofers are all made in-house, so they get full control of it. And as a result, the crossovers are not complicated, so they're very easy to drive. This is rated at, if I believe, it's 92 dB. I'm not going to go into the details regarding, using Poron for the suspension of the tweeter or the flax cone. It has the paper characteristic sonically. So I'm not going to go into all that. You can just read up on it yourself. Here's the problem. If I describe the sound of it, it'll be exactly like I'm describing the 926. If you listen to Focal speakers, they're very clear, very detailed, very bright. And if you put the wrong cable, they become harsh. The bass is fast and tight, very clean, very refined. The vocals are very forward in your face. And these speakers, they disappear, meaning the soundstage is behind the speaker. So what I just described is everything a Focal is. So then the question is, then what's so special about the Kanta? So for those of you who've seen the video on the Montreal Audio Show recently, I said the one thing that really hit me, actually there's two, is that the tweeter is not bright. And second, the bass is insane. It's crazy. So just now when I just walked in, I can hear it right away. Okay, the flax cone sound, the bass is very light. It's not thin. It's the way the bass is produced. There's a signature to it. It really reminds me of drums. That thin layer on the drum there? When it hits, it has that kind of characteristic. I don't know how to explain it, but for sure, it doesn't sound like regular woofers. So then your question is, then why would I buy this, right? So when I think about speakers, when I try to compare them, it's impossible in the sense like, unless I have, let's say, a 926 here, and to do an A/B test, relying on memory is not really reliable. Actually, one day I should upload that video that I did, the Focal 836 versus 1028, what I learned from that video. Even though this looks exactly like the 926, based on my memory, I can tell you right away, it is a different world. It's completely different. The bass coming from these speakers is exactly the way I remember it at the Montreal Audio Show. They are good, they're powerful, they're clean, they're very tight. And my friend said that, he's gone through also 20-something speaker. This is the first time that he hear bass in this room. And it's not muddy. Now, the beryllium tweeter, I've always complained that it's a little bit bright. But I think this is a different generation or different class. It's like they toned down on the brightness. It's like Focal got smart. It's like, all right, I think our tweeters are a little bit too bright, so they tone it down. And I heard this signature in the Sopra too. Not in the 1028. Those are a little bit too bright for my taste. And this one, I can tell, okay, there is a bit of toning down. And so I would say, if I were to put a number on it, this probably would be like a third generation beryllium tweeter. And the 1028 is a second generation. I'm just making this up, just to give you an idea that this does not feel like the same kind of beryllium tweeter that I hear in 1028. Other things to consider, the design of this speaker is non-parallel walls. This material in front, it doesn't resonate the way they use this material. You have a port in front and the back for the the bass. I know some people don't like ported speakers. They have their own issues for the speakers, but for me, I don't care. It's what I hear, and I don't hear port chaffing here. It's beautiful. Well, I guess it's a question of taste. Some people find it really weird looking. I think it takes time to get used to. So this speaker, like the finishing is amazing. You can tell this is an expensive speaker. The design, I guess you have to, it's a question of taste. All right, so as I mentioned, I cannot do a proper review on it because these speakers are a few hours old. It won't be fair. Because when I heard it just now, as good as it sounds, I can say, okay, it needs to break in. So it's going to be an interesting test for me because at the Montreal Audio Show, I heard it with a name integrated amp. It was like 70 watts and it blew me away. The bass was incredible. Now I'm driving it with a VT200 Audio Research. It has 26 tubes and it's 200 watts. But there's a but here. We've driven this VT200 with a lot of speakers and it doesn't give bass like this. Now the big question mark is like, okay, so that name can do it in 70 watts. What does it mean that every single 70 watt speaker will give me that kind of bass? Question number one. Now, one of my subscribers mentioned that no, it's the name, they do voodoo magic to it. Even though it's 70 watt, it sounds like a 200 watts. Good question. Let's give it a try. So my friends will bring over their amps and we're going to do some tests here. I'm going to bring over my Macintosh 352. That's 350 watt. My other friend will bring over the Prima Luna Dialogue. That's a tube integrated amp. Let's try it with a tube integrated amp. We have a few other amps here, some 55 watts amps, and we're gonna extensively test this speaker after it breaks in. So if you're curious, subscribe. Just check me out in a few weeks, and I'll give you a proper update on these speakers. Today is just a quick intro. So before I wrap it up, I just want to talk about a music clip. It seems that everyone wants a music clip. No problem, we'll do a music clip. But keep in mind that these speakers are not broken in, so they might sound a little bit bright. And also, I keep my music clips separate from my main video. So I'll link it somewhere. You will have your music clip. And I forgot to bring my CD, so I'll have to use whatever I have here. All right, so till next time.